In my last video, I shared a secret ancient teaching that implies that you are God, creator, or conscious universe manifested as a higher self, pretending to be just human. In this video, I'm going to help you understand how to break the paradigm of being a human being so you can live as your authentic self, your true higher self. If you didn't watch the other video, I encourage you to watch that first. It's going to create a foundation and a groundwork for you to understand this video. But if you haven't watched the video and you want to go through with this one, you still might find value in this. But that other video is going to create that foundation for you. So what I've got here is a diagram that's going to help you understand how you stay stuck in your human paradigm and how to break free from that paradigm so you can raise your consciousness and live as your true, authentic, higher self. And so in the last video, I shared these two symbols with you. I shared the pentagram or the pentagrammaton and the tetragrammaton or the hexagram. This symbol represents God, creator, or conscious universe as the manifested universe. Everything in the whole manifested universe is represented by this symbol, because this symbol is broken down into the four elements: fire, water, air, earth. These four elements represent all of the states of matter. Fire represents plasma, water represents liquid, air represents gas, and earth represents physical matter. It's supposed to be a line through that. Earth represents physical matter. So we've got plasma, liquid, gas, and solid. Those are the four states of matter. Everything in the universe is broken down into those four states of matter. And some people add the fifth element, ether, to represent space, the quantum realm, or the ether below all creation. But the manifested elements are these four elements: fire, water, air, and earth. So this symbol represents God, creator, conscious universe as the universe. You can also see it in my ring here. This symbol represents God, creator, or conscious universe as the higher self, the child of God, the Holy Spirit, the Christ self, the God self, the Buddha self, etc. This symbol represents the 5 dimensions of human consciousness. We have the fire element, which represents the spiritual dimension. We have the water element, which represents the emotional dimension. We have the ether element, which represents the ethereal dimension. We have the air element, which represents the mental dimension, and the earth element, which represents the physical dimension. These are our 5 dimensions, our 5 bodies: the spiritual body, the emotional body, the ethereal body, the mental body, and the physical body. Each body is associated with one of the elements. If your spiritual body is not healthy, then the fire in your reality is not going to be healthy. If your emotional body is not healthy, then the water in your reality is not going to be healthy, your mental body, physical body, etc. Your elements project an experience that the external elements as the universe reflect back to you. So the programming in your dimensions, the programming in your spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, and ethereal or consciousness dimensions project an experience back to you. So let me say that again. Imagine that these 5 elements are like operating systems in your computer or operating systems in a video game. And imagine that the programming inside of these dimensions determines how reality shows up for you. Just like the program in your device that's allowing you to watch this video is creating that experience for you. Well, your bodies are like operating systems that create an experience for you. If you have illness, toxicity, pain, trauma, etc. in your bodies, then you're going to create a reality that reflects that. So if you look around the world and you see corruption, you see trauma, you see poverty, you see sickness and illness, it's because your programming, according to this theory, is reflecting that back to you. So the secret is we have to clean our 5 dimensions. We have to clean our 5 operating systems. We have to remove the viruses and the misaligned programming that are creating a world that we don't prefer. We have to do the great work, so to speak, which is what these ancient magicians and alchemists called it. So in our spiritual body, we have our fears. We have our spiritual disconnection, our disconnection from our own spirituality. So all of our fears store in the spiritual body. Our emotions store in the emotional body, the toxic emotions specifically. Emotions like grief, sadness, regret, embarrassment, shame, pain, all of the painful emotions stored in the emotional body. Beliefs, thoughts, language habits, words, all stored in the mental body. The stories you have about who you are, what you're capable of, what your potential is, where you've been, your family, your potential, like your abilities, all of that stored in the mental body. When you learn a new skill, you're storing it in your mental body. The program that helps you tie your shoes is stored in your mental body. Your physical body represents your actual manifested body as well as your manifested environment. So that can include your finances. It can include your relationship with your body. It can include your relationship with nature. It can include the way that you serve other people and the way you serve the universe. If you have an unhealthy physical body, then chances are your reality is going to be unhealthy as well. If you don't take care of your living space, chances are your body's not going to be very healthy as well. If you don't eat clean food, you're not going to have a clean body. So we have to be careful what we're putting in, what we're consuming with our bodies. What kind of spirituality are we consuming? What kind of emotional content are we consuming? Are you consuming drama, horror movies? Are you listening to really intense music that's full of negativity? What kind of beliefs are you consuming? What kind of stories are you consuming about your life? Do you believe that if the economy crashes that you're going to be in trouble? Do you believe that the world's going to hell? Do you believe that all these terrible things are happening? Do you believe that there's an elite evil force running the world? If you believe those things, you will experience these things. And then the physical body is our tension, our toxins, all of the crap that we fill our body with, all of the pain, chronic illness, etc., all stores in the physical body. So if you want to raise your consciousness from the 3D character, the ego, the false identity, the person you pretend to be, in my case, Ricky Goodall, if you want to raise your consciousness from the 3D to the 5D, to the 5-dimensional self, you have to clean your bodies. You have to clean your dimensions. You have to deprogram all of the misaligned, toxic, viral programming. You have to remove the viruses that were created inside of you through your traumas, through your pain, through your intergenerational trauma, your ancestral trauma, the stuff that was passed on to you from your parents and your siblings and your family members and society and your teachers and your leaders and your education system and all of that. We have to clean that shit out in order to live clean and clear. Because when these bodies are full of toxins, when they're full of viruses, when they're full of misaligned beliefs, when they're full of pain and trauma and fear and all of that, they don't resonate in harmony with one another. They all resonate at their own chaotic frequency. But when we clean these bodies, when we purge them, then they start to resonate as one element. Just like two guitar strings or two notes of a music scale, if they're in harmony, they will resonate together. If they're not in harmony, they'll resonate separately, and you'll be able to feel that dissonance on an emotional level. Well, likewise, when your bodies, when your elements are not in harmony with one another, then you are not in harmony with your reality, and when you're not in harmony with your reality, you experience suffering. So if you want to become one with your higher self, and therefore one with God, Creator, or conscious universe, you must clean your 5 dimensions. You must heal your 5 bodies. You must cleanse yourself, purge yourself, so that what's left over is your true, authentic, higher self. We don't have to try to become our higher self. We're really unbecoming and integrating our lower self so that the lower self can relax into what is our true essence, our true nature. And this happens, from my observation, in 5 stages. And each stage is associated with each body. And I'm not going to share about those stages in this video because I'm getting to the 10-minute mark and I want to keep this video as short as possible. So I would love for you to let me know in the comment section, does that land for you? Does that make sense? And if so, what other questions do you have? And if you're enjoying this material, I'm going to be releasing 2 books in the coming months called The Way of the Garden, Volume 1 and Volume 2, where I'm going to be diving in this stuff and showing you exactly what you need to do step by step by step so that you can cleanse your false ego, your identity, or your character and become your true, authentic higher self. So you can recreate your identity based on a vision inside of you rather than the expectations of the world around you. If you want to sign up for the waitlist for those books, you can do so in the link below. And the other thing I want to share with you is I take people through very deep journeys to do this work. Anywhere from one experience to a year-long or a 2-year-long journey together. I've done this work with doctors, celebrities, CEOs, UFC fighters, all sorts of people from all walks of life. The only requirement is that you have to be willing to go as deep as you need to go so that you can do this healing work. If you're interested in learning more about my work, you can't find anything on my website, but if you go to my website, www.rickygoodall.com, and sign up for my email list, I'll send you an email that will give you an idea of what I do and how we can work together. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, I'm going to share the 5 stages of ascension. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.